kitchen of the cabin, we explore the most achievable goals that have ever been committed to tape in Ben and Steve's Resolution Extravaganza.
Happy New Year, Steve!
Clois Noyes.
Only, let's have a look. Looking at the date. Isn't it amazing, right? So over the Christmas period...
It's January 1st, the morning of.
That's right.
Oh, what a party last night.
Woof.
Really had to peel Ben off the floor this morning.
Absolutely. This is fine acting, by the way.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I learned from you. That's why I'm so good at it.
Exactly. The Maddox method.
Yeah.
Fucking drink loads, and then your crying becomes really convincing.
I'll be in the West End and Broadway in 6 months.
I mean, you can play... I mean, if you subscribe to the Maddox method, you can fucking...
So what are some
play
of
an impotent dickhead really fucking well.
Okay, impotent dickhead. Okay,
Yeah.
what are some other parts that I would qualify for?
Irrationally angry twat?
Okay, town drunk, or is that like a little too on the nose?
No, I don't do it outside. I have friends that I annoy when I drink.
Okay, like that sort of like prick that everybody is sort of intimidated to be around, but they won't say anything.
Imagine the scene.
Yeah.
It's like an American-y sort of dramedy program, and there's a couple sat planning a party.
Yeah.
They're quite smart.
Yeah.
You know, like you're dressed like in a nice jumper and a shirt.
Thank you. Yeah.
And the wife is...
Just back from work.
Yeah, the wife is quite smart, like your missus, wearing a nice sort of plaid skirt and that. Mm-hmm. And they're having a chat, and they're working out who to invite to the party.
Yeah.
And the husband says, Ben. And the wife looks down. And the husband goes, what? And the wife doesn't say anything. And the husband says... Yeah, I know, but I'm sure this time, you just don't understand him. He's a great laugh. And I'm sure this time he'll behave himself. Last time he was just going through a breakup. Don't worry about it. Not the man doing the talking, but the character they're talking about. That is who you'd be qualified to play.
The character they're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah. So anyway, isn't it amazing? I was about to say that I'm drinking. Do you know what this tea's called, Steve?
How about Carnival Barker?
Yeah, Carnival Barker. Roll up, call blimey. Come and see the bloke with two dicks.
Croupier.
You could play a croupier. I wasn't very good at it, though.
Dead homeless man.
No.
Why not?
Screaming, shouting.
No, dead.
Screaming, shouting, defecating in the street, homeless man.
Oh,
Not dead. Come on now.
I see.
I'm too full of the fucking joys of life. Isn't it amazing, though? I'll get to my fucking point. Isn't it amazing that during the Christmas period, I judge days by their date?
What do you
What are you doing on the 28th?
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing this. Oh, can you come around on the 27th? Because the 29th is...
you mean like during this week?
Yeah.
Between Christmas and New Year's?
I go by the date.
You don't know the day of the week?
The rest... I don't know the day of the week, I know the date.
Yeah.
Rest of the year, I don't know the date, I know the date.
So it's interesting because that's the way you operate, or is it interesting for some other reason?
Well, I think that's how people operate, isn't it?
Not that I'm aware of. Oh, sorry. Yes, and also... Isn't it great how you don't have to have COVID and you can just enjoy some time off of work and play some games?
Should we have a first acting class of the Maddox method?
Yes.
So you're familiar with the term yes and?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
No yes and in this method.
Yeah, you don't really do it.
What
do
you do is
you do like undermining and that kind of thing.
Just get irrationally pissed off for no fucking reason. Just for no reason.
Wait, that's acting when you do that?
Just suddenly. I mean, no. Well, I mean, it's all to be the method. That's what I call it because it's the Maddox method.
I remember that time. I remember that time you set your drink down on a table.
Okay.
And then you like sort of turned around and you said like spoke to somebody.
Yeah.
And then I had to get into the kitchen and I walked between you and the drink.
Right.
Just for like a second.
I doubt it was a second.
And the reaction from you.
I mean, can you imagine? I haven't had a drink. This is the 10th of January.
Yeah.
This is going to be released tomorrow.
No, we said it's the first.
Sorry. I'll stop recording, and then we'll just have this conversation in private.
Okay.
So it's the 10th of January.
Yeah.
And I haven't had a drink since December the 31st. Well, technically the morning of the 1st of January. But
10 days.
10 days, that's good, man.
10 days of sobriety. So what has 10 days of sobriety done for you?
Well, it hasn't brought my boners back. I can tell you that much.
Are you happier?
Yeah, I suppose.
Are you sleeping better?
No, not at all.
Not even that.
Sleeping crap at the moment.
Have you lost weight?
I mean, it's been 10 days.
Do you feel like you have more energy?
Loads more energy.
Are you getting more done?
Yeah.
More optimistic?
I feel more fucking focused mentally.
Like, are there any metrics that are like worse for you? Not having...
Oh yeah, loads.
Like what? What's worse?
Booze intake. Loads less. That's like loads less.
I mean, weighed against all the other ones.
Okay.
I'm really not sure why you wouldn't just like fuck it all and have a drink tonight.
So you've got loads of whiskey in the
I
fridge?
do, yeah. And not in the fridge, no. You keep your whiskey in a fridge?
Yeah?
What? Who does that?
It's fucking rank otherwise.
I don't think anybody puts their whiskey in a fridge.
You fucking go outside,
I've never known anybody to put their whiskey in a fridge.
you get some rainwater, you fucking whack some bread in it, you leave it for 6 months.
Yeah, that's how you make whiskey.
Then you put it in a bottle and then you keep it in the fridge because it's got to be as cold as possible, otherwise it's rank.
This is how they do it in the Highlands.
This is how I do it.
What's the name of that guy that we met at Lariacon? He's from Scotland.
Oh, yes.
Will? Is it Will?
Oh, God.
Is his
shit.
name Will?
He's a patron as well. Shit. Yeah, it's Cockbongo.
I think it's Will.
I know him by his username. It's Cockbongo.
Okay, Cockbongo.
Yeah.
Please write in. Is he on the Discord?
Oh, he's on the Discord, yeah?
Yeah, can you just, like, by the way, we have a
Oh,
Discord.
hang on. Yeah, finish that thought and then we'll get to that bit.
We're going to get to announcing that we have a Discord and have done for some time.
Like 2 years.
In a second. But, you know, then. Anyway, Cockbongo, please write in to let us know, is it actually the case that the way that you make whiskey, not like the modern factory method, I get that you use
I mean, that's soulless
robots
crap.
and, I mean the traditional old-fashioned, like, up in, like, you know, places like called, like, you know...
Arab.
You know,
That's very good.
Loch Balachach. Places like that.
Yeah.
You put, what do? You put a piece of bread in a bowl of water in the
So you
fridge.
get some rainwater.
Rainwater, specifically,
You fucking leave it out, you put some bread in it, you leave it outside for 6 months.
It's got to be like rainwater that rainwater that is the product of evaporation from like the streets of Glasgow. Right?
I mean, I don't know what the word evaporation means, but yeah, carry on.
And you put it in the fridge.
Yeah.
And how long does it take?
No, you don't put it in the fridge, you leave it out for 6 months.
Oh, I see. Then you have whiskey.
Fucking the fermentation doesn't happen if you put it in the fridge.
So Cockbongo, is this how whiskey is traditionally made? Please let us know on Discord.
Or is it how Bucky is made?
What's Bucky?
Buckfast. Buckfast vitamin tonic, which is what all the alcoholics in Scotland drink, or used to at least.
Okay, and then here's what we'll do, like, insert the Discord commercial.
So, hi. You look like a cool dude from Cool Dudonia.
Are you talking to me?
Yes!
Well, no one's ever called me cool before, but I do hail from Cooldonia.
How do you manage to be so fucking cool in that?
I mean, I really just, you know, say whatever comes to mind, and I don't even filter it.
What's that webpage you're looking at?
This one over here?
That's right.
Wait, let me close that window. Sorry, private browsing. You mean this other window over
Not
here?
the dog fucking one. The other one.
This is patreon.com/5G for D.
That's not the one I mean.
I can't read your fucking mind.
I mean the one with... Hang on
Oh,
a second.
you mean in Chrome. I was looking at
I mean
Safari.
the one with this logo on it. The logo that looks like a sort of little crouching fucking thing.
www.discord.com.
Yeah.
It's not Datcord, it's Discord.
Absolutely. So, what Discord funky server are you looking at?
There's lots of servers on Discord, Ben. There's Meeple Pete.
That's right.
There's the Berlin Board Gamers.
Absolutely. But that's not the one you're looking at. Your one seems to be double cool.
If you're talking about 5G for D, I mean, as far as I know, this is an exclusive community. You're not even supposed to know about it.
Oh, I learnt about it by the pinned post on 5gamesfordoomsday.com that Ben's going to do when he gets home tonight.
How much longer are we going to talk like this?
So, if you're listening to this, not a podcast, we just met in a cafe, don't fuck dogs. Get on the 5 Games for Doomsday Discord, like this guy.
I'll see you there.
Anyway, so that was the advert.
Yeah, that was good.
Don't know what. I haven't written the advert yet.
I can't believe you paid for that.
Yeah, like Fiverr.
Like I've been telling Ben, this is for the listeners, I've been telling Ben for quite a while that he needs to invest more in like marketing the podcast.
Exactly.
And you know what? You've finally done it. It's like you've turned over so many new leaves this year. I can't wait to see what like end of year Ben is like. You're going to be like unrecognizable.
Like dreadlocks.
So much older.
Dreadlocks fucking sores everywhere.
Like all grey instead of like a mix.
Just fucking caked in months-old diarrhea. It's going to be amazing. Anyway, but also, just for the listeners, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a pinned post on 5gamesfordoomsday.com with a link to the Discord server. And if you wish to join the 5 Games for Doomsday Discord, this week we talked about Faith No More. We've just opened a More Steve in the feed. We had a chat about the Banshees of Inisherin. Anything you want, it's on the Discord server.
Yeah, it's not just about board games, because I think, if I may say, Ben's work has been about seeing the world through the lens of board games. Not just talking about like mechanics and components and I like this game, I like that game, and stupid top 10 lists that are irrelevant, but using board games as like intellectual objects to reflect on the various realities that we all live in.
What's a pirate's favorite?
Thoughts, ideas, experiences, creativity.
What's a pirate's favorite
nouns?
Letter? What's a pirate's favorite letter?
I'm just preparing myself to deflate the moment and
P.
Why isn't it R?
Because without it, he'd be irate.
So Ben, are we talking to the patrons or are we talking to everybody?
No, this is everybody. This is
everybody.
Feed.
So it's not like the Discord was set up secretly for patrons.
No, this is for everybody.
So you set up the Discord not with the intention that it should be for patrons, but with no actual intention whatsoever. No forethought, no planning. You just set up a Discord, didn't you? That's what everybody does. No, but you weren't like thinking like, what is this for? Who is it for?
No, maybe.
You just did it.
If there's a clamour by the patrons for like a secret Patreon channel, it seems a bit noncy to me. But if there's a clamour, then I'll open a private Patreon channel. Yeah, no, but I mean in general, you just kind of do things, right? Discord, you got to have a Discord. Like you live in the moment. Yeah, exactly. Like you are in the present. And then I open the Discord and I don't do anything with it. Yeah. But it kind of managed to survive. It didn't die completely. There were some great posters. Didn't die completely, the Ben Maddox story. And so, but now, this year, let's get on to it, Steve, shall we? Get on with it? Do we need a channel for this topic? So, I want to hear about the New Year's resolutions of the listeners. We're 12 minutes in, and we actually haven't mentioned what the show is this yet. This show is about New Year's resolutions. Absolutely. They're corny, everybody hates them, no one takes them seriously, but ours are about gaming. Now. Mostly. Now, Steve. Mostly. So we're going to have, because it's 5 games for Doomsday, we're going to have 5 resolutions each, but I thought I'd shamelessly steal. Sorry, I'm burping because of Frauen tea. Yeah, it's a good thing that this is going out to the general public. Yeah, so I thought I'd shamelessly steal an idea off eminent board game podcast, the D6 Generation. Don't know them. And I thought... You listen to other podcasts? I do. I just listened to this one over and over again. And I thought... It's the timbre of your voice. We'd have the timbre. Tamberlane the Great. Tamberlane is great. By what's his Kit Marlowe, isn't it? Yeah, Christopher Marlowe. Yeah. So anyway, I thought we'd had a little bit of pointage. What do you mean pointage? So, this is the scoring scheme. By the way, where else on the internet are you going to find a board game podcast where one of the presenters can refer to an obscure 16th century English play, and the other one will know the author. Exactly. In a punning context. I mean, there's top theatre chat on this show. But you have to pay for the good stuff. So go to patreon.com/5G4D. Because Ben will never tell you to, but I will. If you want to know our views on Nell Gwynn, patreon.com/5G4D. So Ben, pointage. Yeah, so... Very simple point scheme. This will demonstrate, I think, to you my game design skills. Okay. So if you do it... I'm looking forward to like the finished product of that thing you were talking about in the last episode. If you do it, the resolution, you get a point. 1 point? Yeah. Okay. 1 point. Okay. If you if it's sort of, you kind of worked towards it and we can discuss this. We have to negotiate and argue about it. Okay. Half a point. Okay. If you're nowhere near, 0 points. So, did you come up with yours before or after you decided to use this system? Oh, no. Oh, after. Okay, so you've actually gamed this system deliberately to win this particular game. Yeah, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to fucking win, does it? No, actually... I loved how your last year's resolutions were like, Become king! Build Xanadu!
Well, king of what?
Well, this is it.
Anyway, no, I think this is probably a reasonable handicap, to be honest.
Now, I've come up with the
Framework?
framework.
The rubric?
You know what you have to do?
What's that?
You have to come up with what the loser gets the winner. What is indeed the prize?
What the loser gets the winner?
Yeah. So I think the loser should treat the winner to something.
So you have set up a competition which in which you have an advantage because you devised your resolutions knowing that you would
There
get
was a
points
score
for,
attached to it,
like
yeah.
eat an apple. Like
right.
basically you get 1 point.
Fuck, you're giving away my...
I mean, I think you should have to eat at least 5 apples because I know,
Get up one day.
I know how you feel about fruit. So this is basically some convoluted scheme to get me to get you something.
Honestly, I mean, you played games with me. Mm-hmm. Do you think I'm that fucking tactical?
No.
You know what I mean?
I don't think you really thought this through at all.
Fucking read Ulysses. I mean, it's not going to fucking happen, Steve, is it?
You could listen to Ulysses as an audiobook.
I've got the audiobook, actually. I might start doing that.
I've been listening to Ulysses as an audiobook, and it works very well.
With the Irish guy.
He's
Very good.
It works very well in
Audible.
this format. Yeah, of course.
Very good.
Yeah.
He's very good, the Irish
I
guy.
love Audible. I love, especially for this kind of book.
This podcast isn't brought to you by Audible, by the way. They haven't fucking sponsored us.
And it is not brought to you by James Joyce or his smutty book Ulysses.
That's right. Do you know what the first film to ever use the word fuck was?
Nope. Was it
A
Ulysses?
movie adaptation of Ulysses.
I think you've told me this before.
Anyway, so what incumbency does the loser have upon the winner or whatever?
Dead air while I think about it.
I'll sing a song.
I wasn't prepared for this.
Everybody loves Steve. Everybody wants to kiss his knees.
Does it have to be like game related?
No, could be anything. Everybody loves Steve. Everybody wants to kiss him on the knees. Everybody loves Steve. Everybody wants to buy him lots of cheese. Everybody loves Steve.
How about loser cooks dinner for the winner?
There we go. Boom.
I mean, it's not super original, but
And I
requires a bit of effort.
if I lose, you know what I'm going to cook you. I already
the same
know.
shit that you eat every night.
No, something special.
Oh, what's that?
I'm going to cook you. You don't have to come to the decision now. But I'm going to cook you toad in the hole with mash and peas.
Is this like a classic English dish?
And it's fucking amazing as well. You know Yorkshire pudding?
Yeah.
So it's sausages.
Do I get a Yorkshire pudding?
So it's sausages in Yorkshire pudding.
But you have to make it from scratch. You're not going down to the
Well, I'm not going to make the sausages.
Dal Riata and buy a Yorkshire pudding in a can.
No. I'm not going to make the sausages from scratch. I don't know how to do that. But
You could take up butchering as a hobby.
I
You have
could.
fucking 12 months.
fucking hell, that's my third resolution. Anyway, so, yeah.
So wait, what do I have to cook for you?
You can come up with it.
I mean, should it be like a vegan dish since you're into that lately, or do you want to like break?
No, this will
break-
be at the end of the end of the year. So I'll be back on the meat by then.
I actually have something in mind, and if you and the listeners have patience, I can even show it to you right now.
Go, go, go!
Because the cookbook is right over here.
Everybody loves Steve. Everybody know he eats loads of peas. Everybody loves Steve. Everybody knows that it's free. Everybody wants to kiss knees. Everybody loves Steve. Everybody wants to kiss him on the knees. Everybody loves Steve. Steve, he's not a weed. Steve, eating some peas. Everybody loves Steve. Everybody wants to kiss him on the knees.
Okay, I'm
All right,
back.
all right,
I'm back
all right.
then. I want you to read aloud the description of this recipe.
Around 2005, a unilateral decree was handed down ordering every restaurant in the country to start serving pork belly. MSF was certainly not immune to the charms of this hallowed cut of meat, even if it's played out. There are lots of ways to cook it, but if, like me, you enjoy eating things that are crispy on the outside, soft on the inside, you're in luck. This recipe yields a thoroughly browned...
Top diction there.
This recipe yields a thoroughly browned, crunchy exterior as well as a gush of liquid pork fat when you bite into it.
Tastes nice, that.
Yeah, so looking at the images on the various pages of the recipe, I want you to tell me what you think about this.
This is Mission Street Food. Recipes and ideas from an improbable restaurant. Sounds good.
I made this many times in New York. I've never made it in Berlin. You take a massive piece of pork belly and you brine it overnight in a special brining fluid. Then you sear it on the stove and then you braise it in the oven for like 4 hours. And it just falls apart.
And what's
it is absolutely the most delicious thing I've ever made.
What's it served with?
You can serve it with whatever you want. I've done like pork belly and dates before. This recipe recommends you make a homemade flatbread and mix it with like cilantro and chili peppers and some other stuff. I think there are some sauces. I don't know if I'm going to guarantee I include the sauces.
All right, so listeners.
Got marinated jicama and pickled jalapeno.
Ooh, lovely.
I could do that. It's not that hard, actually.
So, listeners, what do you fancy? And we'll do a live tasting episode at the end of the year. Toad in the Hole or Steve's Poncy Pork Belly.
I like that, Steve's Poncy Pork Belly.
All right, so anyway, should we get to it?
Let's do it.
And now, without further ado, I bring you the resolutions.
All right, Steve, you're the guest. You should consider this podcast your home, actually.
But you're in my apartment right now.
That's true. So, what's your first resolution?
Okay, before I tell you my first resolution, do you think there's like a specific order I should put them in? You asked me to come up with one non-game related resolution. I don't know if that should be first, last, in the middle.
Wherever
somewhere.
you think it is. Mine's going to come first because it has a bearing on the rest of them. But
okay, I'll do mine in kind of an arbitrary order then. So the first one is going to be a carryover from last year, but with a little bit of a twist.
oh, exciting!
So last year, I declared that I wanted to play every Splotter game I own.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
And I did not.
No. How many did you play?
I don't think I played any of them.
No, 0, isn't it?
Yeah, well, this
That
time...
would be 0 points for that one.
This time, I have decided I would like to play all the Splotter games I own that I haven't played before.
Oh, okay.
Including Horseless Carriage, which we have learned today.
Yeah, I was on the Facebook page.
Has finally arrived in Europe and is on a truck to my house right now.
I'll be up for that as soon as it's here.
Now, I can use your advice for a little bit of editing here. Last minute resolution editing.
Okay.
Even though I know your bullshit rules.
Right.
I'm actually looking forward to cooking the pork belly. I might just do it anyway. I also have a whole series of Ragnar Brothers games that I'd like to play.
Yeah.
And I was considering making it all the Splotter and Ragnar Brothers games.
I think
I haven't played.
That's more like your Build the Great Mosque resolution by the end of the year, using only sugar cubes and my face.
There aren't that many Splotter games I haven't played. It's just like a handful.
Yes. How many Splotter games did you play last year?
I don't think any.
Exactly.
No.
I mean, keep them modest. I mean, try and play in the spirit. Try and win.
So I could make it Splotter games for this year and then do Ragnar Brothers 2024.
Indeed.
All right, I'm doing the edit. This is actually to your disadvantage. So.
Oh, I know, but I want
fair play.
Yeah, I want a bit of fucking competition.
All right, so that's number one. Play all the Splotter games I own that I haven't played before. So with you, I hope, Ben. So we're talking Duck Dealer, Con, Horseless Carriage is going to be in there. Can't actually think of anything else.
No, maybe if it's only 3.
Yeah, there must be another one though, probably missing.
We'll have a look. Anyway, so my one. So I want to start doing videos again, but this is not the thing. But part of my concern is that I'm a bit of a fat bastard. Mm-hmm. I don't like looking at myself when I'm a fat bastard, right?
I don't make comments on people's weight.
Right, but nevertheless. So, this year, and I've called it, finally lose weight. Because the thing is, right?
I've already lost like 6 kilos.
Wow, how'd you do that?
COVID.
Amazing. So, I'm actually quite active, usually. I walk a lot. I run. I've had a bit of a knee thing recently, so I haven't been running recently.
Constant stream of bullshit issues from your mouth.
Kind of better. I bike a lot, and especially in the summer
nerves.
and that. And so
complaining.
I'm actually quite sort of cardiovascularly fit, I drink a lot of fucking beer. And the thing is, we were speaking to a friend playing D&D the other day.
The beer basically cancels it all out.
Right. We speaking to a friend today, the other day, playing D&D. And you said something about alcohol making you put on weight.
Yeah.
And he was like, what? That's not right. And you said, oh yeah, if it's beer, it does. That's not the reason. He's just one of those fuckers who's thin, isn't he? Also, he's younger than us.
Alcohol is like pure calories.
Pure calories. So...
That's why you can set it on fire.
Right. So this year... So far this year, I've had no sugar. Well, apart from like a bit of honey in my porridge in the morning and a bit of honey with my meal in the evening, because you've got to balance the sweet and salty.
Mm-hmm. No sugar at all? What about a little bit? How about some of that sugar?
My bird's in fucking Vietnam, so...
Okay, so literally no sugar.
No sugar.
I wasn't talking about her, by the way, but fine.
Yeah, no sugar. And I've had one piece of bread in 10 days. Mm-hmm. I just felt like a piece of bread the other day, so I had a piece of bread. And so...
You felt like crusty?
Exactly.
And a little bit baked?
I'm yeasty. Really yeasty.
Man, I'm feeling very baked right now, man.
Yeah, really good.
That was actually me doing
right.
An American who's high.
I'm so fucking big, man. Anyway, so my resolution is in my notebook in my mobile phone. Says
your notebook in your mobile phone.
I'm a fucking boomer. What do you expect me
Good
to
one,
call
Dad.
it? What do you expect me to call it?
My hand notebook or what?
So it says finally lose weight, because I try and do it all the time, but this year I'm going to do it.
What does losing, like you could lose a pound in that means you lose weight.
But I mean...
You need to lose 1 stone.
Oh, more than that.
Fucking ridiculous weights in the UK.
No, so it's...
You need to lose like 1 hogshead of fucking excess fat.
So I need to...
A king's dram.
Yeah, of weight, a significant amount. And so
I think I want a target. My target is 75.
I don't weigh myself. So, my target, I can give you a target in kilos. Yeah, 75 would be my target too.
Because we're like very similar in height, right?
Yeah, and kind of build quite similar.
Yeah, so
I'm a big fat bastard.
Yeah, I mean, I think 75 is about right for us.
Yeah, so 75.
Reasonable too, like achievable.
Absolutely. So that's my target. Finally lose weight.
And then put it all back on in 2024.
Oh, fucking right.
Number 2.
Yes.
Okay. This was kind of like a last minute swap out, another one, because I was thinking about carrying over the Mega Civ resolution from last year. And then I changed it, and now that I know the rules of the game we're playing, I'm really glad, because I want to do Mega Civ this year. I don't want to make it a resolution, because it's honestly just too hard to put together. I decided I want to do one for the fans. And I don't know how to define this exactly yet, but the resolution is better support the 5G for D community.
So let's go straight on to my number 2.
Okay.
Because, and I kind of feel like I've not got that half point yet, but mine is kind of like that, which is really work on the Discord this year. That's
very specific. I like it.
And also what I like about the Discord.
Mine's not specific.
What I like about the Discord that I've realised is that you get a sort of fucking stupid brain idea and you can just open a channel about it. So if you look at the Discord now, we've got a movies channel, we've got a More Steve in the Feed channel, we've got a Journaling RPGs channel, we've got like a general channel, we've got an organising games channel, we should open a convention channel for like meeting up at Essen and shit like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And all of that sort of stuff. So yeah. And what are you going to do to support the 5G for D community?
I don't know. Originally, I was going to put podcast because I want to help.
Okay.
I want to help you figure out some of the like marketing angles that we could explore. The thing is, you're going to like push back on all of them and not be cooperative. And yell at me
do I ever do that?
And snap and sulk and
when do I ever
bitch
do
and
that?
moan. So instead, I'm characterizing it as community. I'm holding.
Oh, okay, nice.
You know, and then I'll like kind of like slip in that stuff like kind of under the rug.
Are you saying that just because we've got one listener and that's me, that I constitute the 5G for the community? Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's sort of like that image on the cover of Thomas Hobbes' Leviathan. You know, where it's a picture of. I'm going to show this to you right now.
It's exciting. Typing on the computer, top podcasting.
So you know about this book, right? This is the.
I know. Nasty Brutus in short. Yeah.
Yeah, like this is the sort of original and premier work of political science.
Yeah.
Right. And the cover famously depicted a king composed of people. So,
okay.
I don't know if you can see, but this is this is the king. But the king, as the sort of representative of the realm.
It's like those pictures of people like sucking dick and that, and then it pans out and it's like Nelson Mandela's face.
Sure, yeah, it's exactly like, I can't fucking believe that this is the person I hang out with. You can see that the king is made up of like little people. Yeah. So this is from, I don't know,
Back in the day.
1630 or something. That's like you for this podcast.
Right.
We're all just the components of this big cock-swinging asshole who thinks he runs the world.
So, number 3, Stevie.
Number 3. Moving on from the tugging the heartstrings resolution.
Yeah.
This is this is good to be at like the center here. It's like the centerpiece. I'm pivoting the other resolutions around it. Originally, it was going to be game related.
Okay.
Then I pulled back from that.
Oh, so this is your non-game related one.
It's my non-game related one. My original one was going to be write something about games.
Okay.
I have changed it to be a bit more abstract and personal.
Right.
It's now simply get back into writing.
Okay.
So what counts as getting back into it? It's not going to be writing.
Well, I think we can judge that between ourselves. But
yeah.
So, firstly, explain to the listeners, someone who fell in love with the Bard of Avon. Why? I think we've probably discussed it on the show before, but why have you gone so far away from composition and the written word in the last few years?
I mean, I really don't know. I enjoyed writing quite a lot when I was younger.
What did you write?
All kinds of things, like poems, stories.
Oh, my heart, it is in pain, 'cause I won't ever kiss Jane. Oh, Jane, please kiss me. I don't really smell like weed.
We can't all.
Is that one of your poems?
We can't all write sonnets to our cocks.
Yep.
And songs about like beating up homeless people for Christmas.
That's right. Oh, by the way, listeners, if you want me to do a dramatic reading of my Shakespearean sonnet about my own penis, then at 5 Games for Doomsday, #cockpoem.
And if you don't want him to, the same. Anyway.
Do you know how long it took me to write that poem?
4 minutes.
I mean, a bit longer than that, but like 10 minutes.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's reflected in the
It's
quality.
a good fucking poem, I'll have you know.
Yeah, but anyway, I used to write a lot of stuff. Then I decided to major in English. And I went from writing creatively to having to write like literary criticism, essays about stuff other people had written. And I went to grad school and did more of that.
The Injustices in King Lear and Why Jane is a Bitch by Stephen Cyrek.
Some of this was quite rewarding, but eventually I had the sort of like the joy of writing crushed out of me by the academy.
So I always get this impression, and we've had kind of semi-rows about this. So I'm not really in on the utility of English literature studies particularly, especially at that sort of higher level. But to what degree does it just crush the love of literature out of you, being in that kind of competitive sort of PhD environment?
I can't generalize. I mean, everybody's different. I'm sure some people, it does the exact opposite of that.
Right.
It just depends if you enjoy the milieu, you enjoy the work, you enjoy the research. It didn't ultimately work for me, and I think then I changed careers completely, and I have now done like a lot of technical writing, but this is not not the kind of writing I fell in love with.
Sure.
Not why I fell in love with the written word, and I drifted away from it. It wasn't like a conscious choice, but I miss it. I miss doing it. I see you doing it, and it's inspirational, to be honest.
Yeah, you know it. So I mean, I'm very behind this one because I'd like to see you get back into it. Your writing's not coming on my fucking podcast channel, by the way.
Could you feel threatened by my writing?
Yeah,
how could I possibly compete with you?
Absolutely no way it's coming on my podcast channel, by the way. But anyway, I think that I think that it's something, I sense it in you that it's something you miss. And so I would be very happy to see you get back on that horse.
All right, so if you want to hear some of my writing spoken aloud on Ben's podcast, #more Steve in the feed,
No fucking
Discord
chance.
and Twitter.
Okay, so I think I've already scored half a point on this. Well, no.
Totally fair if you have.
No. I haven't because of the way I've phrased this, so I haven't scored half a point.
Okay, this is Ben's number 3.
So, number 3 is finish my RPG. So I've already started it.
So you're gonna like make your RPG all about like saunas?
And like pickled herring and that.
It's weird. Blonde people.
Yeah, and like real drunk, and
I hope we don't have any Finnish listeners.
Oh, we certainly do have one Finnish listener.
Oh, I'm sure he has a sense of humor.
He's also my client as well.
How you doing, Hako?
His name's Vez.
Have we played one of his games?
Yes. All Bridges
Burning
is Vez. Yeah.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
He's liked my tweets before.
Yeah, sure.
That's like friends today.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
best friends,
Exactly.
basically.
Yeah, so I've spoken about my RPG on other places. Watch the Spielworks thing I did at Christmas. I talk about it there. And I've started it. I've written like the first 2 or 3 pages of it. It's not going to be long. It's only going to be like 20 pages
Is Uli
long.
going to publish it?
No, he doesn't publish RPGs. I'll publish it myself.
Well, he could. He could like start a new RPG label.
Oh, actually, I was going to mention this to you. What are we doing live, Steve?
Spielworks Stories.
Now you are, you're a man of many talents.
Like, for example,
Well, running Kickstarters for it.
I did one.
Yeah, and you did a good job. I mean, the company's still going, isn't it?
Like, it was the most successful Kickstarter in its category for quite some time.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to publish my RPGs Kickstarter.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I already have the graphic designer on board. The writing, obviously, is going to come down to me. I don't know how to run a Kickstarter, so will you absolutely 100% commit fucking taking time out of your life, probably having loads of rows and that, to running my RPG Kickstarter?
Are you sure that you want me to direct my pathological obsession with management and detail to a project that you are actually ultimately in charge of?
Oh yeah, sure. As long as you don't start editing the writing or whatever, then fucking fine.
No, I'm gonna have
the
to
creative content's all me.
I'm gonna have to put you on a promotion schedule and bug you to get the word out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Constant posting, back the fucking Kickstarter. You
Yeah.
know? If you haven't yet, you still have a chance to back the Kickstarter, people. Get in a fucking time machine and go forward 6 months.
back the Kickstarter.
Right now, back the fucking Kickstarter. Come back here and let us know that you did it.
Anyway, so this resolution is to finish.
Sweating a little bit.
Is to finish my RPG because the way I write.
So is it like an RPG about reindeer and Santa Claus?
that's right,
And stupid wooden drinking vessels.
Pickled herring and that cooks us you could
It's like a cook's one of the important artifacts in the RPG.
like the fucking the cookser of many drinks and that. Yeah. Such a terrible
And we're
joke.
not even drunk this time.
So finish my RPG. I'm not saying get it up on. That's not getting it up on Kickstarter is a separate thing. I wouldn't incentivize something.
You're using this as an opportunity, being live on the air, to put me in a corner and force me to agree to help you, basically.
Exactly. So the way I write often is I get the idea and then I sort of formulate it in my head for weeks before, and then I sit down and I write it. And so I've written the first 3 or 4 pages. I know exactly what I'm going to start writing next. And so that's my goal. Finish my RPG.
I'll bet the people didn't know that if you become a patron at the dollar level or higher, the euro level or higher, they get a free copy of the RPG.
That's absolutely not true.
Well, you said that I'm in charge of the campaign.
Let's talk about this afterwards. All right, Stevie, number 4.
God, we're getting close to the end. It's
Yeah.
going by so quickly here. All right. This is a totally new one, and I kind of wonder how you're going to react to it.
Okay.
Because if you react in one way, it's not going to work out.
Okay.
I'm hoping that you react in the way that I expect you to, which will be curiosity.
Okay. Fascinating.
But in a way, since we're playing a game out of, we're turning the resolutions into a game.
Exactly.
You have it in your power to cause me to fail on this one.
Right.
So it depends if you're going to play above the board or not.
Oh God.
Number 4, convince Ben to play a proper war game.
Oh yeah, no, I'm fucking down for that. I mean, I think I've played loads of proper war games, but there we are.
That's 1 point for me.
Well, fucking coin games are like proper war games, aren't they?
Oh, I mean heavier than that. I'm talking about fucking acres and acres of hex sheets, little cardboard chits, fucking rules like this.
So I mean, obviously, I'm not going to fucking buy it to put myself through.
I'm not expecting you to
I'm
buy
not going to
anything.
fucking learn it either. I mean, there's going to be some heavy lifting on your part, but absolutely.
You got to give it a fair chance.
So do games like Churchill,
I was thinking about Churchill.
Maria, do they count?
I don't know about Maria. That seems a bit light.
Because I would love to play Churchill. I'd play Churchill this weekend if you got it.
That was actually the one I was thinking of. I'm not sure if it's going to be heavy enough for this resolution, though. I got to pick something.
It's designed by the fucking Shakespeare of war games.
Yeah, I'm already turned off. I'm already turned off to it simply because you want to play it. And that's just not going to work for this challenge. But I'm going to find something, and it's going to be the kind of thing that you think that you don't like, and I want to see if I can turn you around on it.
Nice one. All right, so my one is, and this is a personal one just for me, a little bit selfish. This is get some more game writing work. Because I write for the magazine.
You have quite a lot already.
I write for the magazine in the UK. And it's great, but, I should start earning more money with my writing. Because I think my writing's fucking great. And so, and I almost sent an email to another publication the other day. I just lunched it out and didn't do it. So that is, there's nothing.
But you mean just games, like game writing or any kind of writing?
With game writing.
Okay.
Because it's something I feel comfortable with. I mean, ideally, I would love that these long sort of 5,000 word convention reports I do. I would love someone to publish them eventually.
There can't be too many venues for writing about games these days.
Long read, self-indulgent essays about how miserable I am, with games tangentially tagged on, probably aren't commercially viable. But I've been speaking to the editor at Tabletop Gaming, and he sort of suggested a couple of things to me. And I enjoy the writing, and it was always a dream as a kid, right, to earn money writing. But it always seemed like a ludicrous fancy, like a folly, because it's what rich kids do.
Did you have a writer's market in the UK?
No.
It's this thick directory of all the places that pay for writing.
Oh, okay.
Comprehensive,
I'm
all
sure
of
there
them.
probably is something similar in Britain.
Yeah, it probably still exists, and it basically, it's like a directory of all the magazines and whatnot where you can submit, right? And it tells you how you contact them, right?
Right.
Like agents only, or you send a full manuscript, or you only send what do they call it, a query or something?
Treatment, whatever.
Something, yeah. So that's what you should do as a professional writer in 1995: is go through Writer's Market and just send stuff out, see who responds. I don't know what people do today.
Well, I'm gonna
It's a tough one, I think.
Well, but it's interesting because I already have my foot in the door to some degree. That I think,
And your mouth.
yeah, that's right. I think the CV sort of speaks for itself to some degree, and so I'm hoping that I'll get. So it's not more writing work; it is writing work from other organs, like Wurlitzer Monthly.
Yeah.
Fucking, don't know any other organ manufacturers. All right, Stevie, so your last one.
You're going to like this one.
Okay.
This is a resolution that is going to be tricky for me to achieve.
Okay.
But
Does it directly benefit me if you do it?
I think so.
See, you're canny, you see, yeah.
I think so.
You didn't know there was points, but you fucking,
Well, I would say it doesn't not benefit you.
Okay.
But it is actually something I've been thinking about, that we've been talking about, and I would say is at least in part the product of your feedback
Okay.
and my experiences over the last year in
All right.
gaming.
Interesting.
And this New Year's resolution, Ben,
I think I might know what it is.
you tell me if your guess is correct. Embrace the randos.
That's exactly, well, not embrace. I was going to say play with more randos as well.
Well, I wanted it to be a little bit florid.
Yeah,
right?
so I think... So I developed a gaming community in Berlin by randos.
Yeah.
And many have fallen away because they do, right?
Yeah.
But you only get a call.
Randos, by their nature, here today, gone tomorrow.
Exactly. And so explain to the listeners, what's your issue with the rando as a concept?
I want to chalk it up to the pandemic. We just got so accustomed to playing with just specific group of people all the time, everything.
Right.
When I first came to Berlin, I would play anything with anybody, and we would set up these meetups. Even you and I, we knew each other, but we wouldn't like say, oh, you have to play my game. Like, this
Right.
is what we're playing at Rudy's this week.
Yeah.
We would just set up the meetup, and whoever came would come, and if you felt like playing it, you would. If not, you'd play something else.
Right.
Then lockdown.
Right.
And we didn't play anything for a while, and then when we finally started playing again, it was like, okay, this is our bubble.
So you can tell I listened to the Resolutions episode from last year to prepare for the show we did at the end of December. And you could see with me that I'm just getting fucking knocked off with just having the same group of people. Because
I remember that.
You're a sort of weird introvert fucking kind of person.
Like what?
That's a noise introverts make.
I make all day long. I make this.
Whereas I'm like a super cool, outward-going, funky, centre of the party dude.
Yeah, you walk into the room, and even if there's no one else in there, there's suddenly a party.
Exactly. And so, yeah, having one sort of group of 3 other people to play games with drives me nutty.
And I don't think I'm alone in this like pandemic effect. And I didn't even do it consciously. Even after the pandemic is like quote unquote over, I didn't choose to like not play with randos. I just felt like very like rando shy. I'm like,
Yeah.
I had the undercurrent of introversion, but it's not like I was behaving this way before. Like I got used to it, and I think I probably got used to it along with other people who had gotten used to it. And I just sort of kept to myself, to my own group. Then very slowly, occasionally, I would play a game with somebody else. And you know what? It was okay.
Right.
Like I met Quay at Berlin Spielcon. Now I see him at the meetup every week.
Right.
And, great guy to have at the table.
Like Limoncello.
Avinoam. Once in a while, Meeple Pete.
Meopolis Piopolis.
Graces us with his presence.
Can you
all of
imagine
his
it?
presence.
Can you imagine it?
Yeah. And now, I'm thinking I need to take this to the next level. And not just think of like my gaming group that I play all my games with exclusively. If I really want to be part of the gaming world, I need like broader
And also
experiences.
because you have a lot of games that maybe don't fit in with certain people.
This is another
for
problem.
whatever reason.
I mean, I have games that you're just not going to want to play.
Right. And so you get to play them.
Yeah, and I have games that I also probably don't want to play with certain people that take forever to take their turn. For example.
So I'm into this, but on one condition.
What?
You don't ever fucking speak to them.
These randos?
Yeah, don't speak to them.
What do you mean?
And certainly don't ever meet them like outside of like just playing a game with them.
Do you remember the first time?
Don't go getting other fucking friends. These are bags of meat to play games with. Don't get other fucking friends.
Do you remember the first time you? I think you called me up maybe, or I don't know if it was like we were finishing a game. I don't know the circumstances, and you were just like, you want to hang out. And I think I said, like, okay, what are we playing? You're like, no, just to hang out. I'm like, what? What do you mean just to hang out? It's a bit awkward, right? A bit, I give you a lot of credit, actually, for, breaching that.
Yeah, very lonely. I mean, desperation makes you do all sorts of things.
Yeah, I mean, back then, you had you had much more of a social life than now. I think the pandemic, like, ruined it for all
kills
of us.
everything,
Yeah. And it was, like, unexpected and out of the blue. And what I learned from that is I should just do this more often. I should
Not with other fucking people, I fucking dare you. Anyway, so my last one is, and I think I'm going to achieve it. I think I'm going to achieve it fairly quickly. But
It's definitely not ejaculation.
absolutely not. No, fucking slamming it endlessly, fucking going through Shakespeare monologues in my head just to entertain myself. Anyway, so
That's 5G for D.
I don't play games enough.
You don't think you play games enough? You play games a lot.
Not a game enough. There's so many games I love.
Oh, each individual game.
And I play them. Now,
Well, that's like a thing.
there's this thing like a 10 by 10.
What's a 10 by 10?
10 games 10 times in a year. Not a fucking hope in hell. Not a chance. I'm going to... 100 of my plays?
I mean,
Not a chance.
we both do have other things we do in our
and
lives.
also I'm a gaming journalist, so I need to play certain games,
I mean, I have a full-time job.
Right, exactly. So, but I want to play one game 10 times.
Any game, or do you have a game in mind?
Well, as long as one game gets played 10 times in the year, that achieves the...
Tic-tac-toe.
When do I play fucking tic-tac-toe?
Yeah, but you might play Skull or something like that 10 times.
Yeah, sure. That counts, totally.
Meh.
But I think I'm going to do it, and I think I'm going to
Play
do
this war game 10 times, and we both win.
Well, because of the game we're going to play this evening. Or maybe not, might be a bit late now. But we're going to embark on a Arkham Horror campaign, I think we can knock out these Arkham Horror 10 times, and that's like a proper meaty game as well.
Oh, okay, you think that counts?
Fucking right it counts.
Now I'm facilitating you getting a point.
Yeah.
God, this whole thing has been set up.
I'm doing it for lols. I'm not doing it for pork belly.
This whole thing has been set up so that I lose.
Oh, woe is fucking me.
On the other hand, my pork belly is fucking amazing, and I think we both win.
Well, absolutely. And, even if I win, you get toad in the hole, which is the finest of English delicacies.
All right, well, we've got our resolutions, and the rest of the year...
Fucking, I'm the host here. Let's not wrapping up the podcast. I'm the one who wraps up the podcast.
Did it sound like I was doing wrapping
Moving
up?
on now, wrap up the show. You're not the fucking host here.
All right, jokes are done.
5G for D, Ben Maddox, who came up with the concept.
Desert Island Disc.
Yeah, it did.
So we've got the Discord.
Yeah.
And we want more of you on the Discord talking to us.
That's right.
And talking to each other.
Exactly.
What about the Geek Forum? Are we done with that?
It's hard. I just using that
Discord's kind of better.
Using that website's a fucking pain in the arse.
Yeah, I don't think there's
it's wonderful, but using it's a pain in the arse.
It's not much of an advantage to having the board.
So yeah,
Geek Forum.
5gamesfordoomsday.com, which I just renewed today. I just paid the $18 it costs to renew
Amazing, congratulations.
to renew the domain for another year.
We're gonna have a Kickstarter.
I mean, let's not run before we can walk, but
We're gonna do maybe some. I don't want to announce anything. Maybe some new podcast series involving you and I.
Pinned post on 5gamesfordoomsday.com.
If you want to find out what's happening in the podcast, get on the Discord.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop being so lazy. Like, I'm going to download the podcast.
Do you know what I'm
going
going to do now? Do you know what I'm going to do now?
What's that?
I am going to put on the Discord server a new channel, Upcoming Stuff, I'm going to call it. What you think? Upcoming Stuff.
Do you have an announcements channel?
That's what I'm calling Upcoming Stuff. That's the announcements channel.
Oh, there isn't
cooler.
Like there isn't already an announcements channel.
No.
Okay, you're gonna just like buck the trend and call it upcoming
Stuff. That's better than announcements.
Yeah, I mean, upcoming stuff is definitely not about you though.
So upcoming stuff. What should I write in here, Steve? First post on the Upcoming Stuff channel. What should I write?
Okay, so what can we say about battle reports?
No, just I want a sort of first post just to sort of explain what the Upcoming Stuff channel is. Oh, get this. You'll love this.
Ben is typing on his phone, which is not the best content for a podcast.
What do you think of this? Read this to the listeners.
All right. This is a channel about upcoming stuff.
Boom! Boom! What a sentence!
Mind blown.
So we're going to get a bit battle reporty here now.
Yep, okay.
We've done the resolutions. Who do you think's going to win? Sam, we've got a guest. Stephen's good lady wife. But that's not just who she is. She's not just defined by the ring on her finger. She's she's singing at one of the greatest opera houses in the world.
One of the greatest operas of all time, in fact. By one of the greatest opera composers.
Yeah.
Wow, thanks, guys. Are you plugging me or
She's clearly not au fait with recording equipment, though. What with not talking into the microphone.
Does sometime 5 Games for Doomsday guest Samantha... I don't know if we're saying her last name.
Yes, you can. Say my last name.
Have any New Year's resolutions that she would like to share?
Name? Do you know my last name?
It's not mine.
That's right.
No, so the question I wanted to ask, Sam, is who do you think is going to win in the New Year's resolutions contest? Me
What
or
is the
Steve-o?
contest?
We've got 5 resolutions. We get a point for each one we do.
Ben has to turn everything into a stupid fucking game.
I love that you're gamifying resolutions. But I don't know what the resolutions
Doesn't
are.
matter. Who do you think is going to win?
I wasn't in the room.
Just make a fucking snap judgment. You're American. That's what you people do.
Now, bear in mind that Ben came up with the idea to turn it into a game and then came up his resolutions without telling me. So he has a distinct advantage.
I was just going to say my gut instinct is Ben because he made up the game so he can change the rules as he plays.
Okay, you're not following along with the bit here. Ben made up the rules and then designed his resolutions to be achievable within the rules, therefore has a total head start and an advantage in winning this game. Who do you think is going to win?
I still think Ben is going to win. I mean, I'm sorry. Am I supposed to say?
All right, wait, Ben, can you give it a try?
So,
Can you
Sam,
give it a try?
Sam, I came up with the rules, then decided on the resolutions. So I would give myself the biggest of all of the. Imagine like an elephant.
Yeah. Oh.
That's actually a massive advantage. It's the size of an elephant.
And yet you won't win.
Who do you think's going to win?
My first instinct was you, and I see now that I'm in a trap here, whereby reality doesn't exist.
I'm going to edit this back. Just say Steve. Who do you think's going to win?
Steve.
Thank you for listening, and be sure to monitor us mercilessly throughout the year as Ben and Steve fail to do their resolutions.